smell of this pillow brings back so many memories. It is amazing to sit on this bed. It reminds me of those days. And I keep wondering to myself, do children today feel the same way? Do they know that we went to school and had double deckers and our size of mattress was not supposed to be more than an inch longer because that is the space that the school had? Going to school those days was an interesting aspect. Those who slept on the upper banks were luckier than the most. The one on the lower bank had a different perspective altogether. My cap was one of the most important assets that I owned in this very beautiful suitcase. This was all I owned, and everything in here was the most holy that it would ever be, and the holy grail of that suitcase. This was our holy grail, the cap that gave me porridge, that ensured that I was fed. Because as a person, I was never very good at eating. My food doesn't go well, but drinking porridge, this was the holy grail. I want to welcome you to the school uniform night, and this is a beautiful concept. Imagine behind me, this used to be a dormitory, and that dormitory had over 100 students. And these 100 students would communicate at the same time, would eat at the same time. I would assure you that half the time we were able to understand each other, but when we didn't, we would always ask. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show. Tonight I want to introduce to you the school uniform night. We have seen wonderful, wonderful uniforms. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show.
Friends, Rotarians, and the school day starts. Can we ask all those who are still in the dormitories to come to class, come forward? Can we ask those who are at the school canteens? I know some of you are making use of the books on your tables right now. In a short while, I'll ask you to pause whatever you're doing. In the meantime, can you please appreciate the books, the maps, the pencils, the blackboards? Can you put them to good use? I'll give you 1 minute to do that. As we wait on all those who are still out there, please come in. When the next bell goes, we shall all get upstanding and have the school's anthem. The DJ will lead us on that, and then we will start the assembly. Hello. Friends, Rotarians who are in the house, can we get upstanding for the school's anthem? Marching. Put our hands together for the school's anthem. Well, how many of you remember that song? How many never got a chance to sing the anthem? Okay. Why don't you resume your seats, all of you now? Rotarians, Rotaractors, friends, special guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, you are very much welcome to this 99th DCA for District 9214. Let's all appreciate ourselves with a big hand clap. Yes, thank you. Thank you for making it here. You are welcome to Speak Resort Munyonyo. Our colleagues from Tanzania in the house, Karibu. Karibuni. Karibuni, Speak Resort Munyonyo. Do we have any Rotarians who have joined the Rotary family this Rotary year? You are our special delegates. If you are here, please shoot up your hand. We don't intend to embarrass you. We want to give you a warm welcome of... Yes, anyone close to those people, please give them a big hug. Receive them with a very big hug. Yes, okay, a very big hug. Please, let's keep the clap on, guys. It's a good job. It's a good harvest. Well done, District Governor and the rest of the team. Well done, all of you. Friends, today is old school uniform night. I am glad and very impressed with what I'm looking at. Thank you for upholding and loving your uniforms. I know at one time I'm going to ask some of you to come up and tell us more about your experience while at school. But for now, good job. Well done. Thank you for keeping the uniform on. Those who are proud of your uniforms, why don't you clap one more time? Those who are proud of your uniforms. Yes, thank you very much.
So almost welcome. What an honor to host the 99th DCA at Speak Resort Munyonyo. You're almost welcome. Like my colleague said, it's a day of fun, of memories. Anything you remember that happened them years? So while I was walking up, I met one of us who said, I don't have a uniform. I lost it many, many years ago. That was one of us. We'll hear more in the audience. But friends, it's a day to talk about the hope we created then that has run us to date. And I want all of us to relax in that environment. If you feel smart from the heart, show it out. This evening is fun, is memories, as we set pace for our DCA. I want us to look at Michael. Look at him. Doesn't he look great?
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Would you, well, you know, when Deborah introduces me that way, she reminds me of something. You know, each time the people who spoke on assemblies were either the head girl and the head boy. I want to introduce to you now the head girl of today's assembly. And Deborah is going to be the head girl. Can you now receive me as the head boy? I will be your head boy tonight.
Let's put it up
Please
for
receive
Michael,
me. Yeah.
the head boy of the
Yeah.
night.
Thank you, and thank you very much. I love the theme of school uniform. Those of you who can reflect on uniform, you know, uniform comes with organization, unity, equity, rules and regulations, structures, some things to do and not to do. And I want us to reflect and spend a minute imagining the uniform days. Probably on such an assembly, we would say, all of you go quiet. And that is exactly what we're going to experience today. We have placed before you all the items that bring the memory of the school days. Those of you who can put the pencils, make them to use, put the pencils to use. Then we have some of you who may grow very hungry and want to move out. Please, the school canteen is just, as you move out, on your left, but only when the bell has gone for break. We have the dormitories out on your right, but only when the bell has been sound for you to go to the dormitories. I want to remind you, colleagues, well, I called myself the head boy. You can no longer be colleagues. You are the boys. You are the students. Rotarians, you are students today. Rotaractors, where are you? Rotaractors, you are the pupils we have here. And in that faith, we will introduce ourselves and appreciate each other. I want us to feel the boys and feel the guys. Feel the boys, feel the girls. There is one song that I remember. I don't know, Deborah. You assured me you were good at singing. But
I used to love singing.
Yes,
I don't know.
I want to challenge you guys. There used to be a song where they would want us to affirm of our feeling. And the song would go, if you're happy and you know.
Clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know.
Clap your hands.
Yes, if you're happy and you really know it. Say. No. I want to change that. If you're happy and you really know it, then your face should surely show. Okay, I want us, all of you, we're going to do this song only. Let's get the vibe on. She's from the Vibe Club. Are you going to lead us on this song?
I'm going to lead us on, but there's no way you sing when you're seated. Okay, we are going to sit, then we'll get to a point and stand if you're happy. Okay, give me that key, I'll do it myself.
Okay.
Yes. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, show your face.
No, Debbie, there is no happiness when people are seated.
It's not there. Please stand up.
Yeah, there is no happiness when people are seated.
Let's stand up. Let's stand up. Remember, today is school day. Don't get tired. What we used to do at school, we are trying it out today. Okay? So look at your neighbor. You're going to sing while looking at your neighbor. If you're happy and you know it, smile to them. If you're happy and you know it, smile to them. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, smile to them. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, sit down.
Ah, well done, Debbie. Debbie, why don't you tell us more about the DCA?
Definitely I am. But I want to first get the vibe from the school. You know, our principals are around, our head teachers are around. By the way, I saw a bed outside that wasn't well laid. If that was you, need to go back before we are checked. Okay, the girls will use the pink spaces only, and the gentlemen the blue spaces. What is it for you about the 99th DCA? 99th. Some people have attended much more. How many have you, and what's the meaning for you? The theme for this year, Ride So Much in My Heart. Anyone remembers the theme? Yes? Ask your neighbor, the theme for this year? Yes? Someone wants to share with me the theme? A quick one, we're at school? It's right here. Anyone there very quick? I'm going to leave it as a dash. Yes, but the theme for this year, Hope Uniting Hearts. We are all here in different capacities, but because of hope, we are all united for one cause. And this DCA, we're here to celebrate our achievements in the Hope Creator Year.
The people who are making this place look as beautiful as it is now. Students, give me your attention as I introduce and welcome. I want to introduce to you one very important lady. I am saying lady so as she gets set. This lady, we are all on the scene, but this is the lady who has run the show behind the scene. And for us as prefects, we call her the patron of the prefects. Ladies and gentlemen, it is DGN Christine Kawoya Cheyune.
A shout out for her.
Yeah, and you know, guys, this is school. This is school. Yes, wait, take it slow. This is school, and in school, you remember those days, we are going to do it this way. We're going to clap as she moves up here, and we're going to say, Christine, 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 Christine. Okay, let's put it up for Christine. All of us, let's go. Christine, Christine. The hands, please. Let's put our hands together for Christine, all of us. Hey, put it on. You can do better than that, Rotarians.
Thank you very much. You know, when you have to consult the headmaster, is it headmaster? Head boy, yes. It's an amazing evening. Governor Francisco, this was your dream. May I please invite the person who is going to guide us through the protocol, and this is
The head girl.
the head girl.
Thank you so much, DGN. I just wanted you to see how smart she is. We are awarding the smartest, by the way. Can we start? Start noting the smartest people. Okay, before she continues, I'll take the honor to have protocol observed in the house. These are people that have stood and mentored people like the DGN, people like myself. They are in the audience. And they'll ask us to give them some vibe. You still feel, what's up? Pinch your neighbor. Pinch them. You know in class we used to pinch? Pinch them. Ask them, how do they feel? Prima, pinch your neighbor. Pinch. How do they feel? Let's get the hype. Let's get the excitement. Allow me to observe protocol in the house. And I'll start with the RIPPR, Brenda Chrissy. Please give her a big welcome. Most welcome. You're most welcome to Uganda. We love your white uniform. Thank you for honoring us. We have in the house DG Francisco Semwanga and dear Anne Angela Semwanga. You are very smart. You look great. Look at their uniform. You look so smart. Thank you for joining us and for the good work. In the house, we have PDG Nelson Kawalia. PDG Nelson Kawalia and your dear one. Thank you for joining us. You're most welcome. Join me in the house to welcome the one and only PDG Katongole Emmanuel. You are most welcome. Don't miss him on one of the days he will be doing what I'm doing. I cannot wait. Our mentor, thank you so much. Join me in the house to welcome our PDG Kenneth Wycliffe Mugisha. You're most welcome, PDG Ken. Thank you. Join me to welcome PDG Harish Bats from TZ. Thank you for joining us, PDG Harish. Don't you want to be like them when you grow up? Especially in Rotary, we are following in the steps. We are not giving up. I'll again introduce PDG Jayesh Ashar. Most welcome. Thank you for joining us in Uganda. We are sure you'll have a comfortable stay. Allow me also welcome PDG Shamila Bat, our great mentor. Thank you so much. I love your uniform. She must have gone to a planned school. In Uganda, we have some schools that are planned and others are there. That was a planned school. Allow me also introduce PDG Young Kimaro. Young H. Kimaro, you're welcome, PDG. Thank you for visiting us again. You're always welcome. Allow me welcome our one other PDG Peace Geoffrey Taremwa, in a wonderful school uniform. Thank you for your leadership always. I will also introduce DGE. Now in Uganda, before I introduce this one, we have a word called omugole, the bride and the groom. This time in Rotary, we have omugole only. I'll leave it at that, and I will request PDG Peace to interpret later. Our only DGE, Agnes Mungati Batengas. Most welcome, and we cannot wait to serve with you. The next one is right here in the best school uniform. Let me take the honor to introduce you, DGN Christine Cheyune Kawoya. Very smart. She must have been a head girl in a planned school. She was, I guessed right. I'll introduce PDG Hazog Yurs. Most welcome to Uganda. Allow me introduce Rotarian Hannah Shipman. We're glad to have you. Thank you for coming. And in the house, we have one speaker, our keynote speaker. You shouldn't miss tomorrow. Please wake up so early. Professor PLO Lumumba. We are glad to have you. I can't wait to listen to the words you have and the way you speak them, by the way. It's a great one. I'll go to our young people, the future of tomorrow. I will introduce DRR Prudence Asobola in the house. I love the way she has tied the sweater. They used to beat us for that. You're welcome, DRR. And we also have PDRR, Francis Matovu. You're most welcome. PDRR. These are the leaders of our Rotary clubs. Okay. Then we also have PDRR Noah Nyabwana. You're most welcome. He's in the house. Thank you for joining us. And then we have Annex Mugole. Those who don't understand that language, I'm going to ask the people seated to you to interpret that word for you. What is going to happen to these people in a few days? We have DRRE, JB Sengoba. JB has been working so hard. I imagine he's running around, he's on the committee. Thank you, JB. Then we have the PDRR, Mukasa Alan Tambi, in the house. The PDRR, the future of tomorrow is working. Let's clap for them. They are out there doing a great job. Thank you so much. And all of you, in your own honor, you're most welcome. Head boy, can we take it back?
Can I give a chance to the boys in the house? Can you make a noise that will send a signal to the ladies here? Okay, having said now, can we now welcome Christine one more time on the same say of Christine. Christine, let's put our hands together again. Christine. 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 Christine.
Wow, wow. Head boy has called on us to lighten up. If you're happy and you know, say, if you're happy and you know it, say, I am. If you're happy and you know it, say, I am. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to know, if you're happy and you know it, say, I am. Super. That is what we need for the evening. We need to be happy. We need to lighten up. It's the first day of the district conference and assembly, the 99th. The next is going to be the 100th DCA. So rejoice that Rotary has celebrated 99 years of doing good in Uganda. Are we celebrating that? Thank you. Good evening to you all once again. Protocol has been recognized, but I'd like to appreciate how you have honored this evening, honoring it with your uniforms. I met PDG Shamila and I told her, oh my God, I can't believe. She told me she wore that to honor the night. Please stand up so people can see you better from that school. Yes, that is PDG Shamila and many of us. Governor Francisco and DRR Prudence, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to chair this conference, for putting together a team of formidable Rotarians who would be able to lead us to 4 great days of celebration. Days of celebration where we are all going to have different themes every night. This today is the Basic Education and Literacy Night. Our Governor Francisco loves education and literacy, and so he chose this theme. When he told me, I thought it was a joke. I said, no. So we're torn in between cocktail and what? And many of us don't want to go back to our school uniforms. So we're shy because we have changed here and there. But today we have tried to go back to those times. And I think you can appreciate me.
tushoboroka konko mtima chekwenda mama
Over 1,500 people are seated, and you know for what? For the District Conference Assembly of 9214. This is one of the highlights of Rotary, the biggest day, the biggest celebration of Rotary, where we get together and celebrate the effort of what we've done throughout the year. Now tonight is the uniform night, school uniform night. I have seen amazing uniforms. I have seen Mengo. I haven't seen Navisunsa though, but my school uniform is from South Africa. This was a school that my children got to. I decided to pick this uniform, but I have seen Buganda Road. I have seen Chibuli SS. I have seen so many school uniforms, and I assure you it is good to reminisce. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show, and right now we have over 1,200 Rotarians behind me. But what is so amazing, and one of the things that I think I am going to celebrate for District 9214 is that for the first time ever, we have 300 Rotarians from Tanzania, and they're coming to welcome their district governor, Botega, who is going to take the chain at the end of these 4 days of celebration. It is amazing for us to be here in Munyonyo, amazing celebrations, school uniform night, and as you can see, we are all queued for class. And you will be able to see the school canteen, the headmaster's office, and our nice, dormitories that we used to love very much, our suitcases, and all the lovely things that we used to do in the dormitory. It is amazing that when you see behind me, people are paying attention as if they're in class. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show, and welcome to the school uniform night, and to the DCA's first day of the conference.
Thank you. Our Rotary International President, personal representative here, all Rotarians and friends here, I recognize you in your individual capacities. My name is Daniel Mukasa Damulira, and I'm a Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Mengo. Standing here with me is a face you are very familiar with, who is our governor, Francisco Semwanga. Today, our association is sponsoring this evening, and I just wanted to have a few words in relation to our institution, which is Shule. Now, Shule, for those of you who know Swahili, is school. And unfortunately, if you see the way we spell it in our own branding, you will choose us because we use an R instead of L. But it is Shule for schools, and it's a group of 4 school owners who have come together. We are all Rotarians. We used to meet and discuss our business together through the Rotary Forum and in some other areas. One of us is a teacher to our governor, and I started with that kind of, that person is my OB, and then another friend of ours is another good friend of Moses. So the 4 of us came together to put up an investment club. First of all, we were consulting each other and doing things together, but in an informal manner, until we decided that let's get together and let's do things together and bringing Rotary values to our schools and consulting each other and encouraging each other in our business journey. So we formed a school, Shule, for schools, and we have been working now since 2017. We have a total school student enrollment of about 15,000 together in 10 different school campuses. And we do our things together by, first of all, agreeing and learning together. We do joint training of our staff together. We do examinations together. We do joint examinations. And we leverage on each one's strength as an individual, as a school. So today, one of us being the sponsor, the gentleman whom we are saying thank you to for this wonderful year we are completing, we decided to sponsor an event this evening. Now, when you talk about Rotary and Shule, or schools, we have so many things in common, because this year's theme is hope, giving hope. And there is no institution in the world, I can say, that can give people and individuals hope like schools do. Everybody, every parent is struggling and doing all their best to make sure that their children get the best education. That's the first hope that the schools do. But the other thing that schools do is to create a lasting impact. Each one of us here is a product of a school. And because of that training and background, we are able to impact different areas of society. That's why we think Rotary and schools are good partners. In each one of our schools, we have interact clubs, and that is to help all our students have the values that we in Rotary exhibit. And as during the course of this DCA, you are going to see many of our school students participating, showing, and interact clubs will be leading in that effort. So we want to congratulate you, Governor Semwanga, for this leadership for the year that you have completed. I know your signature project has been in schools, and we are all going to be working together to make sure that your agenda is not stopping here, but it continues in our individual schools. Well, one of the things I didn't say perhaps before is which are these schools? We have Pride College, which is headed by Mr. Governor Semwanga. It has 3 campuses. We have St. Mark's College in Namagoma, still, these are not on Masaka Road. Then we have others which are on Ginger Road. We have Our Lady of Africa Schools, headed by Rotarian Matovu Vincent, and we have St. Mary's College Rugazi and Mabira College, which are headed by Mr. Moses Senyonjo. They have not yet come here, but those are the 4 schools that work together to bring the Shule schools. We are into other investments as well. We have started into finance, some microfinance, and we are going to other areas as well. That's the brief about Shule, and we wish you a wonderful day this evening as you remember your days in school. Thank you very much.
In school, if you would tie, I know why she tied like that. They would beat all of us. And the principal is watching. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians, guests, I stand here on the protocol, already observed. A good evening. It gives me so much pleasure to stand on this stage. Well, the second time, or once again, and soon to be past DRR, because I do believe that we've had a very, very great year. We've created hope in the things we do, and tonight we stand here to celebrate the gift of basic education and literacy. Very many times when we are thinking of basic education, we want to impact the lives of the people that are among us. The people of our children. We are thinking of the children in school. We are thinking of the children out of school. But my message this evening, or my reminder to you, is as we impact the different students in school or the different communities, let us kindly remember the children who are victims or survivors of polio. Very many times, these children are kept inside their houses. They are not let out. And in our communities, we get to think those are neglected. Probably there is nothing they are going to achieve. But this is a kind reminder. As we celebrate basic education and literacy, even those children who have suffered from polio or children who are living with disabilities matter too. Therefore, basic education and literacy has to be equitable, and there has to be equality once we are giving this gift to the children in our communities and to the people that are around us. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here to celebrate. As we start off this conference, we celebrate the successes that we have been able to achieve this hope-creating year. And I would like to appreciate all Rotaractors, all Rotarians who have gone a step further to make sure that they're achieving the best and they have given their all in this Rotaria. Please, I want to create anticipation for the first ever DRR's banquet that is happening on Friday. We shall share in a Rotaract way our successes and the things that we have done this Rotaria. So for now, I would like to say you're welcome to the 99th District Conference and Assembly. Feel at home and have fun. Thank you.
So thank you very much, our Masters of Ceremonies this evening. And I want to promote you now, and we shall be calling you Directors of Ceremonies. Can we clap for them? The way you have made people sing my name when I'm coming on stage, I just imagined, I wish you had done that one when I was in Imbarara, when I was incoming governor. But I want to tell you, I'm now getting very, very expired. And when you invite me to come with that vigor on stage, I somehow feel a little bit sad because I'm soon going to hand over this chain to DGE Agnes Batengazi. But whatever the case, I'm happy to stand before you this evening, dear friends, fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, and all friends of Rotary. Our Rotary International President, personal representative at this conference, Trustee Brenda, once again, I welcome you. I know protocol was recognized, but I welcome you in my capacity as governor to this conference of District 9214, which comprises part of Uganda and the whole of Tanzania. Friends, let us welcome our Reaper at this conference. Now that clapping is for Governor Francis. Let us clap for Reaper. And tomorrow when she's introduced in details, then you'll be able to clap so harder when we tell you that she's a full trustee to our foundation. We all know the Rotary Foundation, what it does. Today we have a trustee, and those who understand the meaning of people who are given that title, trustees, then would have clapped harder for trust. Let us clap for her the last time. So you are most welcome. Last week on Thursday, I traveled to Dar es Salaam on the 18th to attend a major donors dinner invited by these governors of Tanzania. And when Governor Harish invited me and told me I'm supposed to go on the 18th, I saw that 18th was so close to the conference. And you know I have phobia for the plane. So as I was going to Dar es Salaam and coming back, because I fear heights and I fear the plane, I kept on thinking that now what if this plane comes down and I don't make it? And I was wondering what would happen to this conference. Governor Harish and Governor Shamira, I will not forgive you for that, for inviting me to Dar es Salaam at such a time when you know that the conference is here. You really caused out of panic, and I will tell more stories about that journey before the conference ends. But we have some issues to settle with you. But all the same, you invited me to witness major donors who have given to the foundation, and that is very good news to our trustee. I celebrate you, but I panicked a lot. I was wondering that what if the plane came down, yet the conference was just 1 week away? What would happen? And moreover, I even had the chain with me. So it really made me very, very uncomfortable. But we praise God and we give glory to the Almighty God that finally we are seated in this tent this evening to kickstart our district conference and assembly. Let us clap for ourselves. Dear friends, this Rotary, as a governor, out of the 7 areas of focus of Rotary, I requested Rotarians and Rotractors to go out and promote basic education and literacy. Dear trustee, when I looked at the 7 areas of focus, I saw that education and literacy was cutting across some of them. When you talk about economic empowerment, especially in LDCs like Uganda, people who are educated, they have better earning opportunities than the uneducated lot. So to me, I look at education, promoting that area of focus. Peace and conflict resolution. Some clubs took me to prisons. Rotaract Club of Masaka took me to a prison in Masaka. And the warden of the prison told me that out of the 1,010 inmates, 1,100 inmates in that prison, he told me that 90% of the inmates are people with low levels of education. Meaning that when we educate people, chances are high that also the crime rate somehow reduces. So education promotes peace. Maternal and child health. Ladies or mothers who are educated can easily take care of their unborn babies and the newborn babies than the uneducated ones. Disease prevention and treatment. Parents who are educated can easily take their children to hospitals for vaccination against polio and other killer diseases than the uneducated, who sometimes claim that those drugs which they inject children, they are going to deform them. Yet we are fighting deformity. So that's why I requested the presidents and the district team and Rotarians in this part of the world that let us promote basic education and literacy this year. We shall be sharing with you some of the success stories, and that's why I requested DGN Christine Cheyuneka Oya and the district Conference and Assembly Organizing Committee to add this theme night on our menu as a way of celebrating that project of basic education and literacy. So I want to thank DG and Christine and the organizing team of this conference, that thank you for accepting to add this theme night, because it really, really makes me very, very happy as a governor, not only as a teacher or an educationist, but because wherever I've gone, I've told Rotarians that education is an equalizer. It is that education that can make a poor man like me to sit on that table with the Reaper who was born in the US. Now she has not even asked me who is my mother, where was I born, because I went to school. So I'm equalized with her when I sit there because of the education I got. I want to sincerely thank you, dear Rotarians, Rotractors, for going out of your way to promote basic education and literacy, and I will forever remain indebted to you. And to you, our sponsors of this night, the Shure Schools, where I also belong, PhD Dan Damulira, thank you for representing us. I want to thank Shure for sponsoring this night and adhering to our call as the organizing committee when we came and requested for that sponsorship. And also the Western clubs. Let us clap for the Western clubs. So the Western clubs, together with the Shure, they are the sponsors of this event, alongside other sponsors that have come on board. This evening, in my minutes, which I was given, I decided to share some of the minutes, and we celebrate our own. We have a Rotarian in our own Rotarian chairs. Barugahare, if you can step on stage quickly, because let us clap for Charles. And Charles came and requested me that he's a writer, he's an author, and he has written several books. He kept on pressing the committee whether we could give him only and allow him just a few minutes. And we honor him as a fellow Rotarian, but as a writer, to have his book launched and recognized at this DCA. That request has given us sleepless nights, and I requested the program's chair, Rotarian Ismail Mukasa, our country chair, that out of the 25 minutes you have given me, I'll speak less, and I dedicate a few minutes to celebrate our very own Rotarian chairs upon this milestone. And being an educationist, being a teacher, I couldn't say no to chairs, because when I look at the book we are going to launch, Breaking Expenses, Rising to Outpace Income, it is talking about financial literacy. I read this book a couple of weeks ago, and it has a lot of insights. Most of us, we are doing badly in the world because the education system we attended to did not expose us to financial literacy. So I looked at the book as so timely, and in 1 minute, Charles, I want to request you to say hello. In another minute, you talk briefly about your book, and then I will invite our guest of honor, the Reaper, to launch this book.
Thank you so much, Governor Francisco. Thank you so much, the team that you are working with, that gave me an opportunity to be here this evening. Fellow Rotarians, there are two personal finance questions that we normally deal with from the time we get to know about money up to the time we leave this world. These two questions are, first, how effectively we use our money, and secondly, how we attract, protect, and grow our money. Those two questions are answered with two keys. Key number one is financial education, and he's talking about literacy. Now we are talking about literacy in financial education. And the second key is taking consistent financial actions. Those two keys and the two questions are answered in the book, Navigating the Financial Path, the 30-Day Personal Finance Improvement Challenge. This book, which is a short version, is just a dossier. The book to be launched is much bigger, and it's 200 pages, Governor, and it details and answers those two questions using those two keys. With that, I want to request, given that 10% of this book proceeds will go to Rotary literacy programs. It's a commitment my family and I have made, and we'll be showing that commitment to you shortly. Secondly, from the sales we have so far made of this book, we are going to donate $1,000 to literacy improvement programs. And we'll be handing over that check. Now, allow me to request my family, my wife and my son, to step forward so that we can do this very quickly. Governor, you requested me to do this very fast. I want to do that very fast. I want to thank OHTV, Governor Emeritus Bob Wagwan-Sibirwa, for giving me an opportunity to review this book. It confirmed one thing, that Rotarians are very busy people, but who find time to do work beyond ordinary. Governor Bob would review, give comments at night, and share with me and say, attend to this, correct this. I found that very inspiring, given, yeah. So I want to thank Dr. Robinson Ogwang, who spent time and sleepless nights to review this book. And more importantly, I want to thank my dear wife, who created a conducive environment that enabled me to settle down and write. You people, you know it. If there is no environment that can facilitate you to read and write, then that will not be possible. And that person is Dr. Roida Choncho Varugahari, my wife, who allowed that to happen. I want to thank my son. The other two are not here. The other children are not here. This is the only one here. They are at work, and one is at school. This boy you see continues to inspire me. He reads the books of 800 pages and finishes them, and he can tell you anything in that book with ease. This young boy you see. And he's one of the people that inspired me to make a change in my life. I want to thank you and request Governor Francisco to take this mic back. Thank you so much.
So dear friends, let us clap our hands for Rotarian Charles and the family. Dear Ripper, we invite you on stage to help us launch this book. But most importantly, we thank Charles, who is donating to us $1,000 to facilitate education. We received a grant, a global grant, and we are looking for money to match up the grant, and it gets running. So Charles is here and giving us 10% on whatever he sells. I request that we buy the book and we get proceeds for our signature project of basic education and literacy this year. Ripper, the microphone is yours.
Not quite sure what I'm going to do here, but I do want to thank you for this. sign it. 1, 2, 5.
She's simply awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. So generous.
I want to congratulate District 9214 for one thing, celebrating the theme of the year on the first day of the district conference. I think for me, it allows us to understand what the theme of the whole year has marked. And I'm happy to interview the public image chair of the district conference, Rotarian Goretti Masade, who's going to highlight why this night, why they chose the beautiful uniforms that everybody is wearing. While everybody is telling us, you know, I'm wearing this uniform because that's where I went to school. Some are inspired by their children's schools. Some just randomly picked a beautiful tailor who said, I'm going to sew this uniform for you, and I have this badge for you. But I would like to speak on the point where the district conference assembly team sat and said we shall have school uniform night and what it represents. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show, Rotarian Goretti.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for having us. So I'd like you to speak on that, and I'll ask you to hold the microphone.
Oh,
so
okay, thank
can.
you so much. So thank you very much, Rotarian Carol. Yeah, indeed, it's a very exciting moment for us today because we've celebrated one of Rotary's focus areas. As you know, Rotary has 7 focus areas, and one of them is basic education and literacy. Now, the district governor, Francisco Semwanga, is an educationist himself. Started at school as early as his university days. He did a secondary school of, I don't know, about 5 or so many children that has grown into a really, really big enterprise now, very many students. But what has he done? Like, you know, every governor, every president, they usually come up with something that is themed around the general theme. Now, the general theme was Rotary creating hope in the world, and he thought basic education and literacy, like he says, is an equalizer, and we all know it. Education equalizes, whether you're coming from which school or which background. Once you get education, it's a key to success. So he focused on that this year. And it's been exciting. For example, in Tanzania, we've seen clubs giving 1,000 desks to schools. That's quite a bit. We've provided water, we've provided toilets, we've provided food, we provided sanitary towels. As you know, usually they tell us the girl child sometimes may not go to school because of sanitary towels. And there was no better way of celebrating that which we have done in this year regarding education than to celebrate it today. Secondly, to also celebrate the governor in the most befitting way. He actually requested for this night. And there's no better way of doing that than to remind ourselves of where we are coming from in our school uniforms. I think you've seen a variety, quite a diversity. Carol, you are an international school, so we were calling you the planned child. People coming from planned schools, others were coming from good schools. This is Namagunga. Then we had Gayaza, we had Nabingo. Then we had those, you know, everybody represented something. And some of the clubs actually have this school uniform as a fundraiser. So one of those clubs is Rotary Club of Natente, and you saw how they represented an underprivileged child. So it was really reminding us of everything. First, the privileges. Second, the underprivileged, and why we must continue to focus on them. It was very exciting, the exercises that were done, putting us on the spot. But you've seen the deco too. There was financial literacy, which we normally forget. A little book was kind of launched today, reminding us that children from a very young age also need to be literate about their finances, not just about, you know, the technical aspects. So overall, I think it's been a very nice event.
What is that message you give to the next PI chair or that person that is going to think about the night? Because I know public relations comes a lot into formulating these nights. Somebody suggests, oh, I want school, what is the essence of school uniform night? Would you suggest, or would you think that it is important that we attached it to the theme of the year or the theme of the governor's signature project?
First of all, the beautiful thing about Rotary is it allows flexibility. It is an opportunity. It allows us to celebrate whatever we want to celebrate. But I like the question, especially because we are told as Rotarians, because we are volunteers, the best gift we can give to Rotarian is thank you. So if the district governor has worked so hard, of course with the president and the entire team have worked so hard on a particular theme, I think it's only fair. It can be good that it is considered as one of the nights to celebrate, because first and foremost, it reminds you of everything that you have achieved in that focus area. It also helps us to highlight and focus the different areas where Rotary acts so that we don't forget them. We do this every year. So in a space of 3 years or 4 years, 6 years, 7 years, we'll have done all the areas, and somebody can decide, well, maybe even do it for 2 nights, who knows? But I think, to answer your question, it would be a good thing. But because Rotary is such an organization where you let people do what they would like to do, it's a highly recommended aspect that could be taken by the next district conference.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Goretti. The entire PIUC Rotary moment here is because she wanted us to be here. So thank you very much for allowing us to showcase this. And I think for me, while we tell the story of, we've seen Maddox celebrating with us, and he brings the renewed faith into, you know, what we experienced and all that. But for me, the essence and what I pick from the night is the celebration of education, and the fact that, you know, while not everybody has understood why we're wearing the uniforms and they're saying, oh, Rotarians are celebrating school uniform night, I think for me it takes us back to the literacy, education, and thank you very much for allowing us understand why this night is very important. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for covering us.
Thank you very much for allowing us to do it.
Thank you.
Ngasikuleba. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Be nice. Gwe munange munange. Oli mukwano gwange, nkwagala nnyo. I really do love you. Byonkoledde si bitono. Ndikudisawo ntya. Omanye tibambi byonkolera. Ngasibalaba obikola ki mbisiba bambi omukwano gwaffe bambi tekusobola sekuntama amazima omukwano gwaffe bambi tekusobola sekunyiwa. Lava, 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 lava. Wanna go? No, muziki kwa Rotary. Chikini. Nalina bifakonze. Ebyo mukwano nga byanema. Wadde kikirenganda nze nga byanda masebo nga n'abakyekuma bangi mbwate mikwano kazaala bulwa gwe Rebecca nti butwa.
Outfit night, school uniform night. I think I have been inspired by the different stories that have been told. People are wearing uniforms because they went to school in those particular schools. Others are wearing these uniforms because their children are going to these schools. Others are wearing these uniforms because they randomly picked them. But I've picked a signature uniform that I want to share with you tonight. And I want to appreciate this individual for the effort and to also bring out the theme of the District Governor Francisco, what his theme of education has been, and the fact that his first night of the district conference has been school uniform night. And like you have seen, there's been a representation of what school was for us who are older and what our children are going through. I mean, the dormitory, the head teacher, and then the canteen, you know, the hanged clothes. But I want to share a beautiful story here. And I'm happy to interview Rotarian Yahweh, who has blown me away tonight. And thank you for allowing us to interview you, Rotarian Yahweh. Thank you very much. I want to ask you, what has inspired your uniform? Because it's really, really telling a very huge story. And I would like you to tell us what has inspired it and what is the story behind your uniform?
Thank you very much, Carol. The inspiration comes from, you know, I'm not a planty kid, as you normally say these days. I'm a child born from the village, and what you're seeing is a true picture of what I went through. These are the uniforms that you used to put on, the kind of bags that we used to put to use in our schools. And in fact, if I could just show you the books that we were using then, the books were of this size. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I could buy a book and then cut into 2 pieces. So the rest of the work can be put here, then another piece of work is put on the ground using a stick. So since I went through this, and when I got a chance of working with the district governor for Rotary District 9214 this year, he's focusing on basic education and literacy, and he has given us a day for Know My School uniform. Of course, I had to go back to the roots to show exactly what I have gone through. I've seen people putting on these uniforms, the ones for these schools of these days, forgetting that they came from schools of my nature, and then, so that's why I tried, I just wanted it to be like this, because this is exactly what I went through. We never had shoes, so it had to come out that way. The bags, the uniforms, and of course we used to mend them the way you've seen it. So, because these things were made by our parents. These bags, the parents were the ones making them. Of course, when it gets torn, of course the mother had to, you know. Yes, so that's what inspired me. I just wanted to bring out exactly what I went through. Yeah.
And a very beautiful story. I'm telling you, Rotarian Yahweh, for me, you've made my night. You've made, and the cup, you know. I'll tell you that I never, when I went to boarding school, I only went in secondary school. Yeah. I never liked posho. But I think for me, the tea and the porridge were the 2 things that made me survive in secondary school. So the cup, I know, is
during our time, even having a cup of porridge was a miracle. Yeah. You are talking of containers, this kind of lunch served at school, where even children can even say, I don't want to eat this food, it's bad. During our time at school, it wasn't there. We never had lunch. Everything was being got from home. My mommy could give you something like a sugar cane, a piece of cassava, roasted sweet potato, then go to school and have that. At lunchtime, of course, instead of going for, these days you take your children to the dining room to have food and all that stuff. Ours was just eating sugar canes, the ones we got from home. Then we go and play football made of banana fibers, and thereafter we go back to classrooms. Then at 4 p.m. we go back home. No shoes, nothing, just walk home. Yeah.
Oh my God, Rotarian Yahweh has made my night. You tell a very beautiful story. And I think for me, this night, apart from people wearing the interesting uniforms, you have told the story of education.
But still, however much you have got these new schools that are putting on clothes like yours, where schools are having vans, children are taken from home in a van, taken to school, then the vans are picking them from school back home. And of course some parents are the ones taking their, this one is bringing me some porridge. But still, we still have schools of this kind. When you go to places, I've been traveling with the district governor to different places in Uganda and in Tanzania. We've gone to places and found schools, school-going children having this kind of uniform. And there are those who are still having problems in affording to have something of my nature. Yes, there are those who go minus a uniform. There are those who go just going for the sake of going to school. But the actual sense is we are now having divided society where some are very rich, there are those who are having nothing. So I'm representing many, those who are like me for those days back, but there are those who are still going through this. That's why I brought up this story.
Very much, Rotarian Yahweh. I think for me, you tell a beautiful story. Thank you very much for bringing out the theme of the night. That is not just, please don't look at the porridge. that is not just about, it's not about just dressing up and making sure that uniforms are worn, but they represent education and what we're going through. I think this has been one of those interviews I'll never forget. I mean, the porridge exchange is a wonder. Thank you very much, Rotarian Yahweh. I think for me, this night tells the story of the district governor, and it will forever, we shall forever remember that his theme of education has been celebrated tonight. And we are seeing everybody who has dressed up, and I want to thank all the Rotarians of District 9214 who have actually gone to the tailor and made a uniform. They might not know what they've done, but they've represented the education part of what the governor represents. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Viewers there, please remain actual in whatever you're doing. Making sure that what you went through may be the story today, but still, there are those who are still in need. As Rotarians, those well-wishers to us as Rotarians, make sure that you go back, do whatever it takes so that you change this situation. There are those who are still going through this, but we can do something to better their life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Yahweh.
Welcome, everyone. It's so special to be here. But I asked my principal, Francesco Semenga, to come up here because, like many of you, I was a very, very naughty girl yesterday, and he sent me home with homework. And he asked me, first of all, I represent the Rotary International School of Hope Uniting Hearts. So, dear principal, as I said, I was a very naughty girl yesterday, and you asked me to return home and come back and report to you what I found the value of Rotary was. What is the value? Well, I found 5: service, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. And then I was able to recite the 4-way test. Can you recite the 4-way test?
Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Very good. I can be your teacher now. Well, today, I am happy to tell you that I not only can recite the 4-way test, but I also learned that Rotary vision statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change in ourselves, across the globe, and in our communities. I got that a little wrong, but I'm still learning. I'm a long-time learner, okay? So Rotary also tells us that peace is possible. I mentioned that earlier. And lastly, I wanted to say, the most important thing I learned was the Rotary Code of Conduct. And I learned that this is the framework for all that we do. We must have ethical behavior where we live by the four-way test in our profession, in our business.
Good morning, Captain. How are you? Now our teacher is absent and you're going to start the charts at the back. So each and of you, please stand at the back. We are starting with the science chart. Science what? Science chart. So this is part of our leg. Part of what? Our leg. Now this is the thigh. Touch our thigh. Our thigh. Okay. This is the knee. Touch the knee. This is the knee. This is a shin. Where's the shin? The touch the shin. You said the chin, the shin. Now this one. No. We are ready. I'm late. Now these people also come in there. Can I enter, please? Not the teacher is absent today. Please go and sit. Thank you, teacher. Go and sit and hurry. Okay, teacher. Now these people have come in late and our teacher is absent. No, you should sit down. Our teacher is absent. And now we are going to start a chat at the back. We are doing what? We started with science. With what? Science. Okay, we are studying part of the leg. Part of what? The leg. This is the thigh. Touch the thigh. This is the knee. Touch the knee. This is the shin. Touch the shin. This is the toe. Touch the toe. This is the calf. Touch the calf. This is the ankle, touch the ankle. This is the sole, touch the sole. Okay, let's go to English. Let everyone turn to the English chart. What is the opposite of a boy? No, chorus answer. Carol, what is the opposite of a boy? Gentle lady. Let's laugh at. Shame upon you, Abigilado. No, what's the opposite of a Carol? Even me, teacher me. You. Shame upon you, Abigilado. Now, what is the opposite of a boy? She's crying. You go. Now let me hand over to Carol.
Education has never been better, and in Uganda, what you've just witnessed is what happens in our schools. We have children, self-made teachers, captains that have decided to take over the schools. Tonight we celebrate education, and not only have we worn our uniforms to represent where we came from and the schools that we went to, all the schools that we are going to, our children are going to. I think it is amazing to see that what you've just witnessed right now happens in the schools in Uganda. Education is still a problem in Uganda, and we must improve. Simple answers that are known by any person can be a disappointment. Behavior in class or treatment by other children can lead to a lot of problems. Children shame their own, wrong answers because one does not know. It is important that we know how our children are educated. This class here has just been a little skit to show you what happens in our classes. We're doing well in terms of education, but we need to do better. And I want to thank District Governor Francisco for allowing us to celebrate a school uniform night tonight. It has shown us what we are going through in terms of our education and literacy and what we need to improve as a community. And for Rotary, kudos for celebrating education. Thank you very much for being part of my class. And thank you very much. An amazing night. We've seen beautiful uniforms. I've seen Kololo, Kibuli, Nabisunsa, Gayaza. I've also seen primary school, Kakoma. I have seen people who have come from Tanzania wear their uniforms. It has been a beautiful night. Thank you, Rotarians, for making sure that you dress up tonight. You have just represented where you went to school. For me, it warms my heart to see that you actually went out to make shirts and shorts that fit you, that allow you to celebrate education. Thank you very much, Rotarians, for making sure that you made this night a success. But not only for you, but for District Governor Francisco, who is celebrating education today. Governor Francisco had a theme for education and literacy, and tonight he has celebrated this like we heard from Rotarian Goretti. He has celebrated education, and I don't think anybody will ever see this again, because without education, like he says, education is an equalizer. We have just had a beautiful, beautiful night. Thank you very much for allowing us to show you what Rotary is and how much we celebrate our avenues of service. This is one of them. Literacy is one of those things that we want to make sure is sent all over Uganda. Now, we are lucky to have an educator for our district governor, and he has done a wonderful, he has had a wonderful year. Thank you very much, Rotarians. Thank you, those of you watching us from home, for allowing us in your sitting rooms and experiencing what us as Rotarians are doing tonight. We've celebrated education. Thank you. I still remain Caro Chazeka Koza, a Rotarian from Chiwa today, and here celebrating Rotary through education. Tonight was a school uniform night. Let's wait for what will happen tomorrow.